welcome to my channel. So today we're doing part 2 of our buddy colour along. So I call it a buddy colour along because if you want to do it as a colour along following my sort of colours that I'm choosing, then that's great. But if you don't like how I'm, you know, my choices in doing this picture, then colour in this picture anyway, and you know, we'll do it as a buddy colour. It's I'll just quickly show you the book. It's the Colouring Heaven Busy World Special, and as I say, we're in part 2. If you've not seen part 1, I will pop a link up in the corner to the first part so you can start there. So yeah, let's get cracking. Well, that was quite musical, wasn't it? Okay, so where did we leave it before? Okay, let's go for, well, I want to do some things grey, like this sort of stone thing, but I don't want it grey. Well, maybe something with a hint of blue. I think we've got, sorry, I am using, just in case you missed out, I am using my FABER PITT artist pen. So pick the colours if you would like, or do them in polychromos. Right, okay, found it. I was looking for the light indigo, which is kind of a grey, but with a very, well, hint of blue in it. So we will start off, I think, I'm going to start off with my stalk up here, just to see how he goes. As you see, I'm doing them in strokes because these are water-based markers, so they will streak. And this way it kind of looks like it's his feathers. And we will do, what else shall we do in this blue? Shall we try this? Let's just see. Obviously not a lot of colour is coming through on this because the grayscale in this is quite dark in this area, but that's okay because we just want a very hint of this indigo to sneak through. Sorry, I'm going to have to twist the book a little bit. I'm just feathering it out there because he's got the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. So I want to get some yellow in there afterwards. So I'm just flicking this up. As these are brush pens, that does work quite well. From his shadow, I'll do him as well. Okay, so let's get a yellow, something really pale. So we have ivory in the, yeah, so ivory, and we'll just do the opposite. And stroke this out. It's almost as if you use the flick method for hair. And now these don't blend very well at all, so you don't actually have to worry about the colours getting muddy. You do just have to watch out for the paper, because these are water, so there's a risk that the paper might pill if you over saturate it, which is very easily done with these pens because these are juicy. Repeat after me, they are juicy, and we'll just, there we go. Yeah, I quite like how that's turned out actually. Now, shall we do something else in ivory while we're here? Well, we've got a little Labrador up here. So we'll do him. We should probably do the moon as well, shouldn't we, that colour? I'll probably just do something in pencil afterwards, just to get some shade in there to separate the dog from the moon. Okay, and we'll just do these little stars in this nice soft ivory. What I might do actually is, no, I don't think the indigo would be strong enough. Maybe we've got something a little, maybe we'll use that, the ice blue for this sky. This is what we use for the water, so you can see it was quite bright. But so I'm going to have to twist the book again. I'm right-handed and I can only do so much, so let's do it up in the dark part first, just to see how this is going to go. Ah, I always do that. I go over the edge and it's always due to something just really clumsy, as opposed to me just, you know, going over the edge. I just do something really clumsy where I get a little, drag the pen across by accident or something like that. I drop the pens as well, that's another one of my party tricks. Dropping the pen on my book. And there's not even a reason for it, it's just I'm not paying attention. As you can see, because it's quite dark here, we're not getting a huge amount of the blue through, but that's okay, that's the idea. Though it does make it hard to see where you've been with your pen already. Though sometimes you can just pick it up when you have something in a different light. It'll be more obvious where you've been and where you haven't been. Oh, let's get just in between his legs. Okay. Yeah, that works okay. I'm happy with that. Now let's see. We'll use the indigo then, I think, for this sort of mosaic-y wall that we've got here. I think I'll just... I actually don't mind if it's patchy in this bit because it's kind of glazed marble type cracked effect, so the more uneven the better, to be honest. And I will just go down here because make that a bit darker compared to the blue water. But yeah, water-based markers, for all that I get triggered by them sometimes in the streaks, they do have their uses as well on textured things. They give you a nice uneven pattern, because sometimes you just do not want it to be, you know, flat colour. Okay, that's worked out okay. And we'll do the same on this side. Nice and patchy. Right. And then I'll, again, like I said I would do around like the Labrador, that's probably a place I'll go in later with some pencil just to bring in a bit more shadow. And what else can we use this blue on? Well, this is another night sky, isn't it? So let's use it on this. Around whatever these things are. Kind of like people, but they're not. They're not frogs. They're anthropomorphic things. Must admit, nice thing as well, not using, I usually use alcohol markers for this sort of thing, but I must admit it is quite nice not having to worry about the bleed you get from alcohol markers where it sort of feathers out. It makes me a bit faster actually, because as you can see I'm just zipping around. Because these brush pens have quite a small nib, into the small spaces quite easily. Okay. There's that livery. Okay, then making an escape to freedom. Let's... what should we do next? I was going to do something blue up here, wasn't I, next to the octopus. Let's pick something slightly darker than that cobalt blue, the icy blue. Okay, let's go for light cobalt turquoise. Do I want that one? Yes, I think I'll go for that. And let's do this sort of portmanteau bag. Because we want this orange to pop out next to the blue. We'll leave the trimmings, we'll just make the bag blue. Let's make this, let's just say he's got a matching set of luggage. Right. And shall we make this is book? Let's make this book. This will be quite dark because it's already in dark grayscale, but hopefully we should get some colour showing through. Because a lot of people think, oh, it's so dark, it's black, but it's not black. It's just grey, and as such you do get the colours, albeit very subtle, but you do still get the colours shining through. Even unless it's jet black ink, you will get colour. Okay, and I think we'll get that indigo back out again, and we'll do that china cut in that indigo. Now this is interesting because we do have a bit of a pattern on this cup. Some flowers on. That's okay, we're not going to do anything too exact in there. Pull this out here. Do the mirror as well. Just going to do it in little strokes. Okay, so we'll go back to our ice blue, which is what we use for the waterfall. We're just going to do the dabby dabby thing again because his water is having a bit of a splish splosh. What shall we do next? Right. Let's get some red in there somewhere because we don't have. We've got quite a lot of soft colours, but let's get something a bit more popping. If we use. Oh, let's just go for it. Deep Scarlet Red. Is this Deep Scarlet Red? Okay, so let's go for this then. Yeah, Deep Scarlet Red. I'll get some colour popping in here somewhere. So for a start, we can start with our ladybird. Oh yeah, that's super red. You know what, I'm just going to go over the black dots as well. You don't need to outline them. We will do, shall we do our apple red? No, I'll decide on that later, I think. We'll have our pom-poms on our clown red. And then let's go for a nice red balloon. That is the nice thing about this being such a busy picture. like for a picture that has everything, it means you can also use, you don't have to worry about, you know, everything working with everything else, because it's just a very eclectic picture. There's stuff all over the place, and as such you can have whatever you like, really. So that's going to be a nice red door. I mean, obviously I'm not talking about making it psychedelic or anything, but I'm going to make that red. I think that's glass in the top panel, or I've decided it will be. And we'll make this little book here red. And we can also make this little book here red. What else do we have? So we've got some little curtains, so I think we'll give them red curtains. Lots and lots of small details. Okay, so we've got a balloon there, so let's make that red as well. Should we make our car red? Let's make our car red. Sorry, I'm going to have to turn the book. Oh, I just coloured in the windscreen, didn't I? Whoops. Well, whatever. Okay, so I can't believe I just coloured in the windscreen. That was a bit dipsy. Right, okay, let's stop and have a think. Right, okay, so I've had a think. On to business. So that's just, I'm going to use this ivory again. So this is the 103. Just going to bring this in here. I've missed a bit of wood there, so that was the golden, going back to the green gold. I just missed a bit of wood going across there. Oops. Okay, so let's go for, let's do this rocket. Let's see, what shall we do? I want him bright, but not too bright. Well, let's do that. Where's the indigo gone? We'll get this indigo. It looks a bit metallic. Have I just coloured in another window? I think I have, haven't I? Let's just pretend that we did that on purpose. You know, we can do it on purpose because we can put those little, I'll get a little white highlighter or Posca and we'll put in the streaks and that'll be like glass. Okay. Right. I just want something a little bit darker though for the trim. Do you have any warm greys? Yeah, so there's a warm grey 3. What's this? Ah, warm grey 3. So let's just pretend that this is, because this could, see what he's done. So the pig is kind of dreaming, and this is also like the exhaust from the rocket. So if we'll use that ivory again. Okay. Right, let's see what next. I'll do some bricks, but I don't think I want it quite as dark as cinnamon. I'll go for something, what was these flesh ones? Right, we'll go for this, which is light flesh. So I'm looking at my swatch book, because I do have my swatch book just beside me still. This is a sort of almost a peachy tan colour. So we'll just do these very quickly in here, because we have the grayscale, which will darken it down again as well. Let's just do that. Obviously I'm doing it in strokes so that it's, you know, any streaks will be along the lines of where the bricks are, which I actually want, because then that gives it some definition as well. You see, even though that's a flesh tone, it's kind of brown with peachy undertones. I'll leave that white. So what else? Can I do anything else with this kind of? Well, let's do some brickwork in here. We've got this great big tower, haven't we? So let's go for it. Looks like a window, so I will learn from my mistakes and not colour that in. Well, at least not colour it in brown. So yeah, just because a colour is called light flesh, so technically would be a skin tone. You can use it with whatever you like. This is quite good for morale as well, because I'm doing quite a big area here. Is that a window? No, it's not. I'm just going to dab, 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 so that it merges with the tree. Okay, so through here, goes into this picture as well. Do you know what, as that's just in shadow, I'm just going to go over that as well. And this peach, light, what is it, light flesh. Right, well, that was good, got a nice big bit there. Shall I do the frame? Yes, let's do it. Let's do it, let's keep it all in here. I hope the lighting is still okay. I've just got a massive cloud come over. Been threatening thunderstorms now for 3 days and we haven't had any, but it's only a matter of time because everybody else is getting them. I'm not sure why. I must have just dodged a bullet. If the lighting gets too bad, I've done quite a lot in this session anyway, so we'll just call it for that part. Okay. Oh yeah, that was good. It's got a nice big chunk done there as well, didn't we? Okay, so I want some roof tiles. What do I want them to be? Okay, so terracotta. I don't know if you can actually see that now, the lighting's getting so full. I might just do these roofs and then we'll call it for the day. I'm just, because I actually want this to be uneven, so I'm just going back over it just to give it some splodges basically, because they're tiles. But it doesn't have to be anything exact, because these are obviously tiny, so we're just relying on the watermarker to do its thing in addition to the grayscale. So you see the grayscale was really dark there, but you do still get this terracotta showing through. I've just realised that I've left out that bit. So that's the light flesh there that I've left out. Do I have any other roofs that I can do with this terracotta? I don't want that one, I don't think, because it won't stand out. Oh, we can do this. What else have we got? I think we'll do the door in that as well. And the window frames. I do like these brush tips on these FABER CASTELL pens. They are so delicate. I mean, look how tiny that is. I mean, they are as good as a fine liner, as long as you've got a steady hand anyway, which mostly I do, until I have a big wobble, and then suddenly I find I don't. Right. Well, I'm not so keen on that red now. I'll have to do something about that, probably with a pencil highlights. Right, so we'll just do one of the books in here. Oh, and we've got a nice little chimney in here. I didn't notice that. I'll do that. Chimney in the red brick. And then we'll this one's only small, so just do the whole thing in it. I don't know what that is. And maybe I'll do just this window frame area in it. hindsight, that's what that is. I'll just go over the top and pretend that that's how I always meant to do it. Okay. Right. Okay, so let's find some pink, because we've got ourselves a pink cake here. We could do it again in the light skin or the medium flesh. What have we got? What did we use on the pig? We used light skin on the pig, didn't we? Let's use that for the just this bit. Very pale pink. Okay, and then we'll use our pale pink in here for a little bit as well. Got some flowers. And then we'll grab our ivory for that. We'll do that in there. And you know, it's not an exact science because the pattern is very, very faint, so we'll just dab it around to fill that space. Okay, and then last but not least, I'll need a slightly darker pink. Honestly, that is the one weakness with these FABER CASTELL PITT pens, is that pinks. So what have we got? Okay, let's go for, we'll get rid of that light flesh. We'll go for the medium flesh then. We'll have to be very light-handed with this because this is quite a dark pink. I'll just dab around them because they're like little flowers or something. Just have to pretend it's strawberry cake. Dab, dab, dab. The motto of the picture. Dab, dab, dab. Okay, and we will go back to that light pink, which was the light skin, and just fill in those little bits. And then we've got some candles on top, so we'll do that in the ivory. Okay. Now then, how are we doing? I'll just do a couple bits more. I feel like that should be the rest of the sky, but it's not got any texture. I'll have to think about what that's going to be. So we'll go for, actually we'll get that indigo out again. That's because that works quite well with the stone there. Or shall we? No. Let's go for, what did I use for that? The light flesh, wasn't it? So we'll use light flesh in here as well. think we'll do one more thing and then we'll just call it a day there for now. And what shall we do? Well, we can put these curtains in the ivory. That was nice and simple. And okay, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the ivory on this little straw hut thing, because with the heavy grayscale, that's obviously going to, it's not going to be very ivory. We're going to be just hints of. I'll make that something darker because I think that I'll end up doing the clock quite light, so just so there's a contrast. And we have some little steps in here, so I will just do these in ivory. Do you know what? I'm going to do this. We've got our little mouse nest in here. If we do that in ivory as well. Out because this will pop out quite nice. It looks like straw, and then we'll do their little heads something else next time. Okay, and one last thing, then we'll go back to this light flesh, which is what we used for the brickwork, because we've got some more bricks in here, and we'll just keep it much of the same. So, dab, 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 dab. When in doubt, dab, dab, dab. So we've still got the soft edges of the water, and I'll just quickly go over this one. Right. Okay, I think this is where I'm going to leave it because I don't have any lighting that I would like to use, so I'm using the window at the moment and it is about to chuck it down. So I think that's time to stop. So yeah, that's the end of part 2. Thanks so much for watching. If you're enjoying this series so far, then give me a thumbs up, and hopefully if you're not, you know, at least colouring along, then maybe you're doing this as a buddy colour. And if you don't want to miss any future parts, then do hit the subscribe button, and if you hit the little bell, then you will get a notification of new uploads. Yeah, so that's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. See you again for part 3, and hopefully other places on my channel. But yeah, if nothing else, let's see you for part 3. Thanks so much for watching. See you again soon, and goodbye for now. Bye.